Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am back and it has been a while since I have done Premier League predictions, but I am going to attempt to Vlogmas this year, uploading a video every single day until Christmas. I uploaded a 2-minute video yesterday just to let everyone know that I'm back, where I've been, and that I am going to try and do a Vlogmas, but today it is my first proper video in however long it has been. About a year, probably over, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Later on, I think I might be going to the Tranmere game. I don't know who I'm going with yet. But tomorrow I'm also going to, as I said yesterday, Everton under-21s against Real Madrid under-21s. So that should be good. But without further ado, let's get into the predictions. Before that, though, don't forget to like and subscribe. The first game we have to talk about is Fulham at home to Manchester City at Craven Cottage. Now, let's start off by talking about the two teams and their most recent results. Fulham coming off the back of a 2-1 win against Tottenham, and they really needed that, didn't they? Because they came into the international break following a 2-0 loss to Everton. Their start to the season hasn't been the best, but that win surely has to give them confidence. But they're at home to Manchester City. Now, Manchester City, they obviously won 3-2 at home to Leeds. They were 2-0 up. Leeds came back to equalise, get the equaliser. It was 2-2, and then City got the winner late on. In terms of the prediction then, I think, yeah, you've got to look towards Manchester City, haven't you? They're the favourites. My prediction then, Fulham 0, Manchester City 2. The next match we need to talk about is AFC Bournemouth, and they face Everton. Let's talk about Bournemouth first, shall we, being the home side. Bournemouth come into this match following a 3-2 loss against Sunderland. Again, though, they were 2-0 up in that game, and they bottled it. They scored 2 early goals in the first half, and then, as I say, they bottled it. But look, Bournemouth, you've got to look at them, and they're a decent team, aren't they? They're a very, very good team, and I'm not confident that Everton will get something against Bournemouth. Talking about Everton, though, we lost 4-1 to Newcastle at home, and it wasn't great, let's be honest. Conceding the early goal, I think, killed the atmosphere. In fact, I didn't see that early goal because I wasn't even in... I didn't go up to my seat by then, but... yeah, as soon as you beat Man United, you go into that Newcastle game with a load of confidence in it. And then your confidence gets killed by the early goal, and then you go on to concede 3 more and lose 4-1. In terms of prediction, I'd like to think that we can get a draw from that one, so that's where I'm going to land. I'm going to go Bournemouth 1, Everton 1. And the next match we need to talk about is Newcastle United against Tottenham Hotspur. And without a doubt, the game of the night on Tuesday. Tottenham, they come into this match following a 2-1 loss at home to Fulham, and their home form hasn't been great whatsoever. However, Newcastle come into this game full of confidence, having beaten Everton 4-1, and I just think Newcastle have to be the favourites. Maybe Tottenham score early on and Newcastle come back and win it. My prediction for this one now, I have written down Newcastle United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. The next match is Brighton against Aston Villa. Let's talk about Brighton first, shall we? Brighton come into this match having beaten Nottingham Forest 2-0 away from home. If I'm being honest, these sorts of games I can't really comment on because I didn't watch them. But yeah, I think after they've beaten Nottingham Forest, they should be coming into this game with confidence because Nottingham Forest aren't an easy side to go up against. Obviously, we know what they are all about. They will just park the bus under Sean Dyche. They're super defensive. And then we need to talk about Aston Villa. Sorry, not Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa. Then we need to talk about Aston Villa, who they're up against. It was a 1-0 win for them in that Midlands derby against Wolves. Obviously, you would expect them to win that one. But, yeah. I'm going to back... I'm actually going to back the home side, actually. Brighton. I've got written down Brighton 2, Aston Villa 1. The next match is Burnley against Crystal Palace. Burnley come into this game following a 3-1 loss against Brentford, which will probably really damage their confidence. I think they are. Look, I think they're just. I don't think there are minerals to stay up, if we're being honest. Unlike Sunderland, who will stay up, in my opinion. Yeah, let's talk about them first. Let's talk about Burnley. As I said, they lost 3-1. I think they actually scored first. Crystal Palace, however, they lost to Manchester United 2-1. I do expect Crystal Palace to bounce back in this one. However, I don't think Burnley are the greatest of sides. I mean, you can't rule out Burnley at home, can you? They will be playing defensive football. They will park the bus and try and keep the clean sheet. But I don't think that will happen. I think Crystal Palace will push and break the line late on. I will go for Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1. And then the next match is Arsenal against Brentford. Sorry, no. Hang on. Wolves against Nottingham Forest, sorry. Yeah, Wolves against Nottingham Forest. Let's start talking about Wolves, shall we? As I say, another bleak performance for them. 1-0 loss to Aston Villa. They did score that goal, but it was ruled out. I'm not too sure whether it was offside or whether it was a handball or why it was ruled out for, because I didn't watch that one. But Wolves are already down. They're just playing for pride, aren't they? And up against a Nottingham Forest side. They come into this match having just lost 2-0 to Brighton. They aren't coming into the match in the best of form. But you would expect Nottingham Forest to win against Wolves, wouldn't you? I'm going to back Nottingham Forest. Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 2. The next match we go into is It's Arsenal against Brentford. Arsenal come into this match having drawn 1-1 to Chelsea in a bit of a scrappy game, if we're being honest. Look, if Arsenal drop points here, then correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's a draw, the gap is closes to 2 points. Maybe even 1 point if Arsenal lose this match and Manchester City win. Brentford, it was a good win for them, 3-1 against Burnley, and they have surprised me this season under Keith Andrews. Lots of credit has to go to him. However, in this game, I am having to back the Arsenal for the win. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. The next match, Leeds United up against... Sorry, who... Yeah, okay. The next match, Leeds United up against Chelsea. Let's start... I'm all over the place with this video, sorry. Let's start off by talking about Leeds, shall we? Leeds come into this game having lost to Manchester City 3-2. They did come back and get the equaliser. It was 2-2. And then, obviously, as I mentioned, City scored. They're up against Chelsea. And is this Daniel Farke's last chance saloon? I've seen something... an article saying that if they don't win their 2 home games against Chelsea and Liverpool, then he's gone. And if I'm being honest, I can't see him winning either of them. Chelsea, obviously, we've spoken about them. Their red card record continues. Yeah, you've got to look at Chelsea, haven't you? I'm going to go for a bit of a battering here. Leeds 1, Chelsea 4. The next match is Liverpool at home to Sunderland. Liverpool, well, they had to get back to winning ways, didn't they? And they did. Back-to-back 3-0 defeats. A 4-1 defeat at home. But now they are back to winning ways. A 2-0 win against West Ham United, who we're yet to talk about. Sunderland, it was a good win for them. Comeback win, 3-2. They did go 2 goals down, as I mentioned, when we were talking about Bournemouth. They won 3-2. And Sunderland are having a good start to the season. I think they'll stay up. However, I think Liverpool will have a bit too much for Sunderland, in my opinion. I am going to have to back Liverpool being the home side. However, if it was at Sunderland, then I may have backed Sunderland to get a draw. I am going to go for this one, however. Liverpool 1, Sunderland 0. The final match is Manchester United against West Ham United. Manchester United come into this match coming off the back of a 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. Obviously, they conceded the penalty. They came back to win 2-1. West Ham lost to Liverpool 2-0. And look, West Ham are one of them teams who have been hovering around the relegation battle for quite some time, and maybe this year will be the year where they drop. But will Wolves go down? And if Wolves go down, they've taken up one of the spots already. I think at least one of the newly promoted teams will go down, one of Leeds or Burnley. And then will 2 of them go down? I'm not too sure. If one of Leeds or Burnley stay up, Who goes down instead of them? West Ham, Nottingham Forest. Brentford, I think, are probably safe. Fulham are probably safe. I'm not including Everton in the conversation. However, prediction time. I am going to have to back Manchester United for this one. Let's go Manchester United 3, West Ham United 0, and that is the end of the video. It's good to be back. Vlog out tomorrow. Tranmere game. Vlog out on Thursday. Everton under 21s against Real Madrid game. And, yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. It's good to be back. And I will speak to you all in the next one.